Bathurst is one of those races where you have massive highs and massive lows.
Oh, that's trouble. And big damage on that car.
We're not working all night to fix the car.
The Battle of Bathurst ignites again. Oh. They're not having a good day at Erebus, are they? Scott McLaughlin wins the Supercheap Auto Bathurst 1000.
Can't believe I've got something paint on my face. I feel like a dick, but just got to do what needs to be done.
So good.
Round 13 is the rock and roll race of supercars on the streets of Surfers Paradise on the Gold Coast.
If Bathurst is the grand old lady of supercar racing, go to the Gold Coast and it's the all-night rave party.
If I could design a supercar calendar that was 15 Gold Coasts, a couple of Newcastles and a Bathurst, it's probably how I'd have it.
The atmosphere, the street track, the tall buildings, the big crowds. Cars crash quite bad around here, which everyone loves. It's just fun to drive. All the drivers are happy after they drive it and they put a good lap together. Man, it's a beautiful place. It's a really, really cool event.
There's a lot of people, there's a lot of vibe. There's a bit more of a party atmosphere around here. Fans and that love it. It sort of carries on from Bathurst, and the racing's intense.
He's turned him into the fence.
The atmosphere is awesome. Obviously, it's a party event. Everyone gets around. The atmosphere really builds you up. It's like having a full stadium for AFL or rugby league. You know, we want to go crack a few beers open.
Yeah, looking forward to a fantastic race and put Bathurst and all that other shit behind me.
Said, OK, I'll come down a minute ago. He does it on purpose, I reckon, just to feel superior. Oi. What, are you all right? Yeah, OK. Right. He has no voice. He has no voice. And Jim legitimately doesn't have a voice. Hey. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm late. I arrived quite ill, actually. I had the flu yesterday on setup day and I was just buggered. Baz sent me home early, so I'm kind of glad he did because I was just smashed. I fell asleep out the back of the pit lane for like an hour and I probably would have stayed there all day, but someone come wake me up. Make sure I was alive.
He sounds like that guy. Who's that guy? Killed heaps of people. You sound like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Schedule's going to change a little bit, but we'll let the drivers know what's happening, but there's going to be more pit-stop practice stuff. One thing we haven't practiced at all is front bumper bar change. So I think for here we should try one. If we get an hour spare, let's just work on it. See if we can get it down to 30 seconds or something. Okay, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
For the co-drivers this year, there's huge pressure and they really need to get their act together pretty quickly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! At this stage, we don't see a need to explore any other driver options, but you've always got to keep your options open. 16.
Haven't got anything sorted for next year yet, but the name's getting thrown around, you know, left, right and centre, which is great. So the more the publicity talks about and the more it gets out there, hopefully someone does something about it.
The co-driver expectation is remarkably high.
Whoa, look, to get a drive next year, I have to do a good job.
That's good.
Go, go, Power Rangers.
Good morning and welcome, everybody. We're getting set now for Armour All qualifying, a highly intense session that's going to lead to an Armour All top 10 shootout.
This is the place that's the most important in terms of qualifying, and anywhere in our country and anywhere in our tour, you have to be at the pointy end of the field.
Here we go with David Reynolds now coming onto the straight. Sitting in 5th at the moment on a 10.7. He's got his teammate Anton De Pasquale behind him, who had a difficult Bathurst with a jam throttle that damaged the car so much that they had to build a new car up for this weekend.
On board now with Scott, right up on 2 wheels, and oh, he gave it a hit.
He's making some mistakes this weekend.
I tell you, it's the Gold Coast curse.
The Bathurst gods.
David Reynolds, he is suffering from the effects of a pretty significant cold or flu. He sounded awful when I had a chat to him this morning.
Shit. Shit.
So he's currently 9th with a 10.8.
Shit.
Here we go, young Anton De Pasquale.
Out, De Pasquale down in 16th.
Too many mistakes again.
Is it something like the car's just it's skipping across the road? But
what you were trying to do there?
Nothing. The tyres don't make too much anyway.
It doesn't matter. Why? At least give it a go. It's not because you don't make too late. Your first slip you done actually on the second one, by the way.
Dream to meet you. I said, oh, that's what we have to do this time as much as I
thank you. They put their heart and soul into what we do. And for some of them, it's like a religion.
That's how impressed I am. A Betty shirt?
What's made us such a love team is I think we embrace every fan, doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on, with open arms. As long as you're a fan of the sport, you're a fan of us.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure. Where's my husband?
Generally on a race weekend, David's quite chill. He's very, I think I get more nervous for him, and I think I should be feeling what he's actually feeling, but he's pretty chill. He has his set routine. Generally, he doesn't sleep well, which is an issue. It's only been like the last year and a half now. He's just been, since Bathurst last year, he hasn't been sleeping well. Like, this weekend's different though, because he's been sick. Can I come in? Oh, hey, Luke.
How's your face?
It's good. How's your face? How's your voice? Do you want honey lemon?
Yeah, is that for me?
That's for you.
Oh.
I love you. Listen to this voice.
So he gets his lap underway. David Reynolds.
Just missed the apex pretty badly there at turn 4.
This is incredibly quick. It's 245 kilometres an hour.
Oh, it's slow.
So this is a sort of 10.7, 10.8. It's not a bad lap. 10.9.
Chaz Mostert, Ford Mustang, Super Cheap Auto Racing. He was the fastest in Armour All qualifying earlier on.
And he's in the fence. He's in the fence hard at turn 11. That has hit the fence very hard.
And that's pretty significant damage. That's going to be difficult to turn around. Good news, Chaz is okay.
That's a big shot.
We're going to still get third in the championship.
We can?
Yeah, only 147 points behind him. He won't race the Sabo.
We won't even race tomorrow.
There's no way today. There's no way to fix that.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is the Vodafone Gold Coast 600. News from the grid. Chaz Mostert and James Moffat are out.
The most important thing for Erebus for the last few rounds is to try and finish third in the team's championship. And with Chaz Mostert out for the entire weekend, the door is open to really bridge that points gap to Tickford.
Luke, one of the great assets of having a driver like yourself that's done a lot of this endurance racing is you're not out here trying to establish your career, you're actually trying to, I guess, cement it as a professional endurance driver. What would you say you would have done a good job when you hand him the car back in what position?
It's got to be at least in the same position I'm starting, and hopefully maybe 2 or 3 spots forward.
Good answer, well done, good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, that's trouble. And big damage on that car. It's Luke Youlden. Red flag.
I was a little bit angry with myself for making too many mistakes at Bathurst.
You said too much understeer. That's not too much understeer, that's a up.
Lukey Eildon's one of the nicest guys on our pit lane, and to see his demeanour post that crash as well as he tried to hide it, for all of us it was kind of hard to watch. He took a big hit.
Mentally down on myself. I knew the vibe in the team wasn't that flash. Wasn't too much love coming towards me.
That definitely plays with your mind as a co-driver. He just needs to believe in himself and put it all together.
Yule bogged it down off the line. Nice jump by Lowndes. He's going to lead to the first corner. Craig Lowndes leads into turn 1 for the first of the 102 laps on the Gold Coast. Now the order is Lowndes, Prema, Tander, Randall, Caruso. Fullwood is in the Nissan. Eildon, D'Alberto, Perkins. That is the top 10. It's not a wild shot. Have a go at this. Down the inside comes Tony D'Alberto. Thinks about it.
Head down, mate. Front gut bar's Tell him he can't hit that left front bar anymore. It's already broken.
Let's go with turn 2, please.
One of the great arts at the Gold Coast circuit, and is specific to this circuit, is how you ride the curbs without banging your front under tray.
Have a look here, because that's young Will Brown who's caught right up onto the back of Luke Eildon.
Remind Luke to focus on turn 2, because he's the worst.
What was that noise?
That's
the front bar. It's coming off that car, so that'll be really hurting the pace of that car. That explains why they've made so much ground. Have a look at the damage to the front air dam.
Dumb drivers are sick of me dead.
Now Will Brown wants to get down the inside of Luke. In fact, he's already done that, or has he?
Tell him to let Will pass. Tell him to let Will pass. Let Will pass.
Let him go.
That's right, mate. Stay up. They're going to let you go. They have a split problem.
Where's the splitter? Go and get it. Get the spanners ready. Get off your asses. Did we practice it? No. We said the other day we're going to practice it.
Now here it is. Look at the damage there.
Bring it in now.
It's not that bad. He's only 6/10 off the pace.
If it falls off, you're paying for the car. Finding someone else for Sandown. He's not driving Sandown.
That puts paid to the afternoon for car number 9 effectively. They'll get it back out there, but it'll be a long way down.
I'm right having a Luke again. Told him all weekend to stay off the curbs.
Gee whiz, this is fiddly up where the front bar actually attaches to the guard itself, to the fender.
How can it take this
This is slower than we're used to seeing.
See ya, I'm going. Huh? It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Luke Eildon's not driving our car ever again.
Where you going?
I don't know, I'm just going.
Somebody come with you?
Wild. Courtney with fresh tyres, trying to find the way through, and he's turned him into the fence hugely. So Heimgartner's been pushed into the wall.
Down the inside.
Ours?
Down the inside, heading up to the big gate. Stay there.
Did our bar go?
Our front bar's gone.
Yeah, no, it's gone.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's gone before he hit it.
And for the second successive race meeting late in the day, big damage.
Shaking everywhere.
Please get home.
This is a brand spanker, and it's hit the wall heavily.
Cross the lane, park the car. Okay, as soon as you cross the lane, just slow down and that's it.
Down to the checkered flag comes Jamie Whincup. He's back in the winner's circle, and he makes it 9 victories here on the Gold Coast. The Red Bull Holden Racing team prevailed today.
Sorry, mate. Good job.
The result of 22nd 11th is just not good enough. It was just a mess. Nothing seemed to work. It looked like they were unprepared. So the team's got to refocus. They've got to turn things around, and the drivers have to put Saturday behind them and do a much better job on Sunday.
Pasco? Is he going?
I think he went home.
Went home with the shits or just went home?
I generally. Yeah, he would have had the shits about Dave.
What? He's left? Do you have like a ballet recital to go to or something, or have you just gone home?
No, I think I haven't seen him, so I don't know. But I think he's gone home.
He come over to me and lost his shit about Luke. I see he's got his backpack on and left.
Did he get up, Luke? Did he?
No, he didn't get. Oh, he was blown.
You did a good job there.
Yeah, you did really good.
Signing sessions, where do they rank in your favourite part of the weekend?
Probably 0 out of 10. That's where they rank. Sometimes, yeah, they're okay. Depends who's there, and I don't know. But how many do you reckon I've done in my life so far?
10 years by.
Say 4 around.
15 events by 4 around. 60.
600. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, that's a lot. That's way too many.
So have a guess, how many autographs did you sign?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Gee, there's a lot of people, eh? Hey, guys. G'day, how you going? We're here. Heaps of people.
At any typical race weekend, probably have a sponsored dinner. Your signings, driver appearances.
Hey! Oh. I'm rooted.
We've got merch to deal with, sponsors obviously to keep happy, whether it's corporate appearances or meet and greets in the garage. And then there's obviously the media commitments too, which that could be TV, radio, any interviews from journos. So it's kind of a constant thing that we tackle.
Yep. I'll take it. Thank you. How are you? Good.
Yeah, that's right. You don't get much out of it.
Sometimes they're not too happy to come along with me, but they get over it and deal with it and probably bitch about it later.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
There you go.
Thank you, Brett.
Let's do it.
See you guys.
Sign that.
Have you got a pen?
Still going. Hold on.
Still going.
It's one in here somewhere. Sorry.
You got a pen, David?
No, I don't have a pen.
Where's my texter?
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You've got to be on the ball.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting in line for too long.
Cheers, Davey.
Thanks, Davey. Good luck on the
Nice.
weekend, guys. Good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Is that a football?
Oh, yeah, get it.
Oh, send it.
Hey, good. How are ya?
So, Will is Anton's co-driver.
Oh, wicked. All right. Hey, Nashi, nice to meet you, Anton. Going 3, 2, 1. Nashi from Triple M and with Anton De Pasquale. We're having a break from kicking the footy. You've got a mighty left foot on you. How close were you to becoming an AFL footballer instead of a V8 supercar driver?
Yeah, I played a fair bit of footy back in my day and I still love my footy. I like to think if I wasn't a supercar driver, I maybe could have done it.
Who did you play for?
My local town in Werribee.
Oh, I know Werribee.
Who gets more girls, rock stars or AFL players?
AFL players.
Okay.
I reckon rock stars.
Oh,
Rock stars don't
really?
exist anymore.
Well, like
I'd like to
Justin
be
Bieber.
Justin Bieber or something.
You'd get a rock star.
Yeah, I know.
Rock star. We're here at Vodafone Alley.
In Melbourne,
They have drivers.
in Melbourne, AFL players.
We're about to get into Armour All qualifying, which leads us to the top 10 shootout, and then we'll have 102 laps and 300 kilometres of racing to come this afternoon after an energised and exciting Saturday. It is a glorious day. It's about 25 degrees at the moment.
Is Dad here? Hey? Is Barry here? Yeah, he just turned up.
I reckon this, if it's not the toughest, it'd be close to the toughest place that anybody visits during the year. It's a high-risk location, Mark. There's a lot to play for. Another 150 points today, and will the Shell V-Power Racing Team strike back at Red Bull? Plenty going on. Oh, that's one of the Shell V-Power Racing cars. That's made huge contact with the wall.
Shit, who is that? Is it?
Yeah, he's rolled it hard.
He's been driving like that all weekend, though.
Nice, man.
Yeah, okay, mate, yeah, okay.
Red flag the session. This is Scott McLaughlin, who's the fastest out there at the moment, has had a monumental.
Far out. Poor bugger.
Have a look at that. Those concrete barriers are 4 tonne each.
Oh, what a beautiful day. It's a media call about some stage. There's plenty of that goes on. We just sort of get told where to go. We don't know what we're going to, but once we get there, we work it out. What are we doing?
Apart from driving this weekend, it's going to be the funnest thing that you do.
Oh. I've got some other things planned.
On track. On track.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
So we've got one of the actual DJs here, Chelsea.
Chelsea? Hey, Chelsea.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Hi guys, welcome to the Club 600 stage. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, we've got our matching outfits. We're ready to rock.
Every time you get to 8, you're going to press play on this one.
Oh, how's the drop? Oh.
Ready and now.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at this.
What up, Gold Coast?
Controlling the party, mate. That's
Hashtag Sunday night be there.
The Vodafone Gold Coast 600, part number 2, gets underway. Lowndes drops in underneath. Davison and Yulden disputing third place. And Tander leads down to the hairpin at turn 4. Lowndes second, then Yulden. A little bit of contact back in the pack. Back, more contact. 2 cars in.
Oh, they're all in now.
He got hit in the right rear real bad.
Okay, right, I can't see what happened there. No, they can't. So lead your rhythms very consistent. Luckily safety car, luckily safety car. Stay on the signal. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? No, it feels fine. How's it feels bored.
Yeah, sweet. Leave him out.
Here's a look at the leading group. Nice start for Luke Yulden. He's got some fresh air around him here as well.
Lukey, 2 laps complete, smooth and consistent for me.
Press on is the word for Will Brown, also down in 18th, who was unfortunately tangled up in the drama on the opening lap. Can't take a trick in that organisation the last several races as cars have been knocked around.
Good work, champ. Everything looks really good here. Drive to your pace, smooth and consistent.
Much better start today for Luke Yulden, Croppo. Stayed out of trouble, and it's actually a really nice run for those guys.
Driver change, remove your helmet hose, remove your cool suit hose.
You're a very experienced driver, been around a long time, but that whole psychological side of things, the mental side of things, doesn't matter how many laps you've done, it can be affected very, very quickly, can't it?
Yeah, it probably affected me more than I think it should have.
Will Brown did a really good job after that early incident. His pace, he was actually the fastest car on the track for a long period of the co-driver segment.
Good job, mate. Real good. Fastest guy out there.
2.9 kilometres to run, 1 lap remaining. David Reynolds driving the wheels off this car. He's trying to put a move on yesterday's winner, Jamie Whincup. What a terrific conclusion to this race.
Look at Jamie on the back of Van Gisbergen and say, come on, mate, let's get on with this.
Absolutely glued to him. Nobody can afford a mistake with only a couple of corners to run. If they do, the game's going to change rapidly. Van Gisbergen lines it up out of the last corner. He's all but closed the deal, but only just because Whincup has had a crack with the throttle. They slide out of there.
Make it drive. That's great job.
Van Gisbergen and Tander over Whincup and Lowndes. Reynolds and Yulden in 3rd position.
Great drive, mate. Really good. Yeah. Good
job, Dennis.
Good job, mate.
So good. Great job, mate.
How are you feeling?
To be honest,
That is a terrible voice.
shut up. Don't laugh at me. I'm knackered.
Go get changed, let's get out of here.
Okay, welcome everybody. Tonight what we're actually going to do, before the media see it, is we're actually going to launch our retro cars. What we'll do is we'll have the boys lift off the car covers.
Penrite cars, the Erebus cars were just fantastic this year. I mean, commemorating Jim Richards any time for me is always going to have a bit of a love affair because Richo and I are great mates and we were able to achieve a lot together. And Jim Richards JPS cars, for me, one of the most beautiful cars of the day, and for Penrite to use that as nostalgic effect at Sandown's fantastic.
Never had my name embroidered on the back of any of them. And I remember Dave, first of all, to be honest, in Carrera Cup. And he came into Carrera Cup at a stage when I was there. And basically, you know, you were hard-pressed to match him, and in the end, you couldn't beat him. It was really, really good, and he won the Carrera Cup. But he showed last year and this year that he's one of the main guys to beat. Anton, brilliant. I mean, as a young guy, I'd never heard of Anton until he came onto the scene, and immediately was on the pace. I just think he's fantastic. Well, Dave, you feeling good for the weekend?
Jim, I'm feeling all right.
You feeling good?
I love the sound. Good? Thanks, mate. You too. You look well.
No, you've done any different to when you first run the Carrera Cup cars back in...
I don't look any different. Neither do you, actually.
I had a gold then, did I?
No.
The Sandown 500's got an amazing history. It's an event that dates back to 1964, and typically what goes on the racetrack has been fantastic.
I love the Sandown 500. Why? Since 1964 here, it's kind of been the semi-final to Bathurst, hasn't it? But in its own right, it's as traditional as anything we do as supercar races. Sandown 500 is very much part of our DNA.
So Sandown's one of our most historic layouts, and it's a place that's always affected by weather. I mean, Melbourne at this time of the year always turns out to be a drama.
One of the best parts of Sandown is that it's treated as retro round, so all the teams, drivers and the sport pay homage to the best drivers and cars of years gone by.
Thank you very much for joining us. And can you believe it, sprinkles of rain.
Being in Melbourne, doesn't matter what time of the year it is, you never know what the weather's going to hold.
We have got some weather brewing.
Sandown always brings oddball weather. It's known for that.
Looking directly behind the pit garages now, it's darkening up. I'd be nearly certain that this will be spoiled in another 5 minutes.
You know, to win Sandown would be huge. It's a big achievement if you can win here because it's a tough race. Sandown's a bit like the Gold Coast. The last couple of years have been really strong there, but haven't finished it off on the Sunday. Qualified in the front row 2 years in a row. Luke's won the co-driver race. Dave's got second in the main game race on Saturday. Then we haven't finished off on Sunday. So this weekend's all about Sunday.
Sandown's really unique on our calendar. Each driver tackles a 20-lap race in order to set the grid for the 500.
Luck, Will. Goodbye, mate.
It's about converting all this energy with not too much wheel spin and getting it to the road, and Lowndes has done it once again. Next to no wheel spin, and he has bolted.
Yeah, Will's efforts are great. For a young kid that's only 21, just keep stepping it up.
So a pretty healthy exchange by the two young guys in car 7 and 99.
Out of all the real co-drivers, I don't call Lowndes, Tander, Caruso co-drivers, they're not co-drivers. Will's definitely the first of the bunch that haven't driven for multiple years and got 600 races under their belt.
He's been one of the fastest co-drivers in pretty much every session this year, which I'd expected of him. Like he's a great driver, and obviously he's racing a lot, so he's accustomed to adjusting to a different car and a different track at all times. So I'm expecting him to do what he has done in the last few rounds, and he'll be right.
There's rain.
Luke Youlden having a little look. So these are treacherous conditions. Remembering these guys are people that aren't always in the cars.
Luke obviously shattered his confidence on the first day at Bathurst, and I think that sort of stemmed through to Gold Coast a bit until Sunday. He sort of lacked confidence through Friday, Saturday.
So here it is. Look at the damage there.
Finding someone else for Sandown, he's not driving the Sandown. And then by Sunday getting a podium, that's got his confidence back, so hopefully that pays off this weekend.
Will Brown is proving his stripes here at the moment. This kid is fast.
Really good job, man. Really good job. Keep it up from him.
He's been a junior champion in a bunch of categories. He's looking for a full-time opportunity in supercar racing, and he's making a beautiful point out there at the moment. He's racing against one of the most experienced operators in the field.
Really good drive, mate. Really good drive.
What a great job by Will Brown. Young man from Toowoomba, but he's showing his grit, his determination and his talent this afternoon.
Garth Tander coming into this weekend, 637 supercar races to his name. The guy that he's racing behind him has done 7 of them. So Will Brown has a look down the inside. Can he get it done? Yes. Will Brown through to second.
And he's just passed one of the absolute best in Garth Tander.
So Craig Lowndes, another victory. For Will Brown, a second placing. That's an excellent drive, mate.
Awesome drive. Pretty good. You too, mate. Very proud of you. Very good drive. Yeah, very good.
Betty's been big on trying to make sure she keeps Will in her stable and in our family, and so we've come up with a way to secure Will for the long term. We're going to make sure that he's in the main game. So if it means extending the 3 cars, we'll extend the 3 cars. If Anton decides to go somewhere else, which we hope he doesn't, but you never know these days. We've got Will ready, so we'll jump straight into that seat. We want to bring on the youth and make sure that we've got drivers that could win championships that haven't been proven yet.
Everybody within your garage here, mate, is super proud of you, but Jamie Whincup just gave you some pretty big accolades a couple of doors down there. That must feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 7-time champion, can't complain.
Yeah, he comes with good credibility. Well done, Will.
Thank you, cheers.
I mean, that was cool.
It was very fun, yeah.
That was cool. One of the best laps I've ever seen by Youngwood. That was seriously good. It's really good, really good.
Hi. Where do you want me to put it?
To Monty. M-O-N-T-Y.
It's quite funny when you see an owner that hasn't driven getting as much attention from the fans as a driver. And I must admit, in the first year or two, it was quite unusual to see it happening, and it was very hard to get your head around. But as time's gone on, I've seen the influence and the impact that she has had with other people, and that's generally what drives the fan favourite.
And this is the thing. It is pouring rain, and look at them. They're standing there with their kids in the rain, making me feel extremely guilty that I'm dry. And you've got to give that rain dance back.
The fan looks at her and says, I could be her. She's got tattoos, she smokes, she's a woman. You know, she looks like just everyone else. It could be you. And that's the thing is, the paddock doesn't say enough, it could be you. It's like young drivers coming through. You know, they all have their idols they look up to, and it's good that another generation of people can have an idol they can look up to that isn't a driver. It's actually been quite an interesting journey, but celebrity, I don't know, it's more infamous, I think.
The fact that these people want to be associated with what I do is amazing, and to see them on TV wearing the merch and yelling and screaming for us, it actually makes me cry. And Daniel goes, oh, don't do that again, don't cry.
Going wet. You reckon? To the grid, yes. Yeah, 100%, you've got to go on.
The grid's the wet's already on the grid.
Well, bring them back.
So Sandown's got more surface changes than any other facility on our tour, and in inclement weather at a surface level that's very slippery, who knows?
Set to have another crack, and car 888 walks away nicely. Whincup, check out McLaughlin. That's an awkward place to be down there, but he gets it tucked back in. And there's contact, big contact between Van Gisbergen and unfortunately for De Pasquale, they lose a lot of ground in the process.
He just drove straight into the side of him.
And Anton's still scrambling back on. That leaves Whincup well clear.
Just drove straight to the side of him.
Lane drive-through penalty, car 99 for a driving infringement.
Yep, Barry's happy to talk to us.
Here's the replay of the race start. Oh, man.
No way is that right. How would Anton be up for a driving infringement there? Seriously, I must be watching a different race.
Both Mark and Neil are asking the question, what's the go with that drive-through penalty for Anton?
I don't know, I thought Anton turned in front of him, but then I heard Shane on the radio saying he made a mistake. So I think they've got that wrong. Clearly by what Shane said, he made a mistake.
I can confirm, I just said, was that your bad, Shane? And he nodded in admission that he believes that was his fault.
So I'm calm, you come up with me, so after the race, we'll sit there and we'll say, we want an explanation.
Checkered flag and a beautiful victory. Jamie Whincup.
Want to go? Before they can run away?
Yeah, because they'll be running. Go this way. What the happened? But you've got...
Okay, Betty. You shouldn't be up here. This is not for you. I've made a mistake. I'll go through it in the office with you. I made an assumption of exactly what you looked at. There was no lock-up on the right front. It wasn't until everyone in hindsight comes out and goes, Shane was locked up.
Shane instantly on the radio said he'd messed up.
I didn't listen to it on the radio.
Yeah.
But
we've got that evidence for a reason. We could have gone to Campbell and... Yeah,
I know. Barry, I know. You've up. We've all up.
But it was such, if it was 15 seconds like it usually is, you could have corrected it. A drive-through, we haven't done a drive-through for a year.
It's not 15 seconds when a car goes out. Whether it's 15.5 or a up, it's been done. All right? I feel so bad about it.
I know you will. I'm not having a go.
I got it 100% wrong, mate, and I apologise. I went through timing, the whole lot. You were taken out of the race, and I apologise, brother.
Me one for next time when I roll someone off the road.
I apologise, but I don't need team owners and team managers coming to me in race control. Brother, I make 100 decisions a year or more,
it's all good.
And sometimes we get it wrong. So I apologise, mate.
Right. Thanks for admitting that. That's all right.
Oh, that's all right, mate.
Oh, hello, mate. Sorry about that. It's all on me, man. Sorry. Happens. Can't believe they give you a drive-through.
Yeah, I know.
Rude.
Well, from one angle it looked like a bit, from the first angle they showed, but then from the others,
I just locked up.
it didn't look. No, that's all right.
Happens, right. It's all good. Yeah, you were driving well, man, in that first race, huh?
I was having a crack. Happens.
Have a good one.
Thanks for coming down and apologising.
The sun has come out.
At the Gold Coast, we had a really good Sunday. Hopefully we've got a bit of momentum starting to build, and hopefully we can keep building on it.
We've come off Gold Coast, which we had a pretty good Sunday. Hopefully they carry that over to here.
Mate, just be careful if I catch it, because I will turn it. I'm joking. Mate, you're looking good.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Hell, you're getting bigger and bigger every time I see you.
The shirt's getting smaller, mate.
Good luck, mate. Good luck. Good luck, Moff. Yeah, feeling good. Did a Super 2 race, went alright in it. Car's good. We're not in the best spot. We're in a bit, you know, where we could be, but that's racing. Hopefully we have a good time. Yeah, easy. See ya, the Savo.
Do good.
You will.
Thank you.
Good luck, Will.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Alright, bro, have fun. See you out there.
Will should finish the stint in 6th, I reckon.
Yeah, that's probably about where.
Penrite Oil Sandown 500 gets underway. Stranded in the middle of the grid. Do they all manage to miss him?
So Will stalled as well, did he?
There's several people that have been affected off the start. Luckily, it didn't result in any contact or damage. On that topic, Luke Youlton's gone off at turn 9.
Easy.
Off the road.
Gander in the car behind. Gander in the car behind.
Ooh, that was a little bit of a moment also there for Luke Youlton. As he turned the car in, it actually had a big slide across the face of turn 4. And he's getting hustled at the moment by Garth Tander.
I might just get in the car and go again. Lost interest already. Just already planning next year.
Yeah, well.
Because this is over.
Go with him now. Go with him.
Go on, mate. Refocus now. Smooth and consistent, please.
Losing the rear, Al.
What's going on?
Apparently he's losing the rear, but he always loses the rear.
Right, mate. Refocus now. Smooth and consistent, please.
Yeah, a bit of action up ahead, mate.
Oh, he's in! So bad. That's a ridiculous incident. That is a ridiculous crash.
That shouldn't be happening on that part of the racetrack.
What a f***ing goose.
That was ridiculous.
Sorry, man. I had overlapped.
Make sure Luke doesn't get into it.
Can you get the car back here? Can you get the car back here?
Pretty damaged.
Okay, mate. Just bring it back here. We'll put it in the garage.
Dennis, there's water pissing out of it. Park it. Just park it. Just park it.
Okay, you don't want the...
We don't deserve it. Just park it.
Okay.
No.
Hey? Just have a little look at it, Dennis, and see if it's...
Both rails.
Hey, Dennis, I've said
Yeah, no, I'm just checking it.
You're up.
You need to go to medical after you've done this.
it's all about young guys now. Young guys now. Look at Jordan boys.
Have to, bro. There's too many of them, and they need to filed in there.
We'll have a 17-year-old driving with Anton next year at the Enduros.
But where's Will going to go?
Hopefully with Dave.
Huh?
With Dave.
Are you going to keep him?
Yeah. I'm signing a contract with him for 5 years. Well, Anton's going to go, so may as well just have it ready to replace him. If Anton doesn't go, we'll run a third car.
Bill, that's Will Brown in the foreground in car number 99.
I think the front wide comes flat.
Oh, we've got a good run off there.
Front wide out close.
No, it's not.
Strange
It's fine.
one for Will Brown now. There's something going on. Ah, yeah, there's definitely something wrong.
It's a loose wheel.
Just blown out. He's complaining about the right-hand front tyre. There's definitely something wrong with that car.
If he can't drive it, bring him in, leave him in.
Well, he stopped on lap 32, Will Brown, but it's not making normal pace, is it?
So we're going to bring him in?
I'm just checking, mate. Looks like a little bit of loose wheel there. Can you do another 4 laps then?
Oh, no, bring him in, get him in.
I think we've got a little bit of a loose wheel. We'll do another 4 laps.
The reason they're saying that is because they want to get to lap 54, but that's high-risk poker.
It's 30 seconds, whatever the
Make sure he knows he's staying in the car.
You're going to stay in the car, mate. You're going to stay in the car. Keep pushing for me, please. Push.
What are you doing? There's a wheel, mate. What am I doing?
It's got a loose wheel, so you won't be getting in just now.
I think the answer to that's just been resolved as 99 comes in.
Have a look at the tyre. It's not a loose wheel. He just tore a front tyre to bits because of the flat spot he got. Look at it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sore right now. My hands are sore just from I've done, qualifying this morning, Super 2, the Super 2 race, and now this. So probably done 130 laps today, so pretty buggered.
We can hear him. He just can't hear us. We don't need to tell him we can't hear him. He knows that.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He said before, check the radio, get the pit board.
Courtney in 22 being pursued heavily at the moment by Anton De Pasquale. So this is a great battle now for 6th and 7th. A lot of points at stake in that battle.
I had to pull that side in and say, we can hear you.
And obviously there's a problem with Anton's radio, so you saw what it said. It's been a beautiful drive today for Jamie Whincup and his teammate Craig Lowndes. They are the winners of the Penrite Oil Sandown 500. Congratulations. Here is the champion-elect, and in a couple of 100 metres, he will pick up the championship for 2019. Second crown in a row. So it's congratulations to McLaughlin. He picks up the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship for 2019.
We've got to find the next McLaughlin.
You are?
We've got to find the next McLaughlin.
Yeah.
He did that, not the car.
No, he did it. Yeah.
Worst day ever.
Yes, well, that was that.
It's like someone dies, hey?
Good job. Well done, buddy. Cars are
Sorry
awesome.
about the radio.
See my save? Well done. Drivers. If we didn't have drivers, we'd be a good team. Good job, mate. Well done. Ash, good job, mate. Good job. Cars are good. So after a reasonably tough co-driver year for Luke, he's basically tendered his resignation to us as a co-driver, and he's decided that he can't contribute what he wants to contribute to the team.
I was positive going into it, and then obviously Bathurst came along, and then it sort of unravelled a little bit, I guess. So anything that could go wrong went wrong. I wasn't enjoying it. It's been a season where I haven't really enjoyed it, and I think when I, in my mind, I felt like if I wasn't enjoying it, well, that'd be time to move on. So.
Newcastle is just an incredible way to finish the championship.
There's that line, right?
Oh, he's put him in.
That dude out. That is showpiece mullet. You want to win the last race of the year.
Trouble at the back.
Crystal clear what happened.
I know how to do strategy, Baz. Lead me to it.
Smoke coming out the back of the car and they've got this now steering.
This is what we do for Erebus, and I'm not Erebus. We are Erebus. We do it for each other.
Glad that year's over.